Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of SoTellUs time. Today is really important, and Troy and I are very excited to be with you, and we're back from our vacations and we're totally fine, guys. And we're healthy as a horse. So just wanted you to know that you're not going to catch the coronavirus through our podcast. I promise. Oh, Troy just coughed into the mic.
Shoot. Sorry, guys. You're all infected.
That's okay. He didn't cough. He cleared his throat, just to be clear. We don't want you guys to put your mask on. It's coming through the radio.
That's why we have if you're watching us on video, we have these corona circles here that block it so it can't go through the internet.
Kills 99.9% of all airborne viruses through the computer. Today is really important because, as you can tell, we are talking about when the world is falling apart, it's time to double down. It is not time to fall apart with the world. So we're going to talk to you guys about, this isn't the first time that things have been crazy. It's not the first time that the markets have crashed. Businesses were floundering. Back in 2008, we had a very similar situation. Not a virus, but our economy was getting destroyed, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The market was getting destroyed. And so we thrived through that time. We want to teach you guys today how to not just survive the coronavirus, but to thrive through it. And when I say survive it, I'm not talking about medically. I'm talking about your business. I'm talking about financially. I'm talking about keeping your employees and keeping the money rolling in and keeping your clients happy. So back in 2007 and 2008, when the world was completely falling apart around us, we were actually doubling and tripling our business. We more than doubled our company in the heart of it in 2008. And it was awesome. And yet everyone around us, our competitors, we were losing competitors left and right, which was even more awesome for us. And so that's what we want to do with you guys today, is we want to help you kind of prepare. And I know don't feel like it's too late, because it's not too late. We've got plenty of time ahead of us, and we want to help you prepare and get in place what you're going to need to do in order to just thrive throughout this whole process, because this too shall pass, right? This too shall pass. But while we're going through it, I know it can be a little bit scary. So let's jump in. Troy, why don't you tell them a little bit about back in the day?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's look back to 2006. We had our business. We've been in business for probably 7-8 years now at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And life was great. Our business was going great. It was booming.
Yep.
And we were adding new customers. Everything was going awesome. And then, October of 2007, the market crashes, the economy crashes, but we just continued to market and invest in our company.
Yep.
Like nothing had changed. We kept working. We kept working hard. And our business didn't crash. It doesn't mean that we didn't go through some, bumps and, hard times a little bit, but we kept working through it. And in 2008, we actually doubled our business. And when I say doubled our business, I'm not saying we went from $15,000 a year to $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
No. Doubling our business meant hundreds of thousands of dollars more that we did in revenue in 2008 when all of our competitors were going, out of business. And I want to, now, this is going to sound dumb, but I'm going to say it because it's important to understand this. Think about this. Let's say I have 3 competitors. There's 4 of us total, right? If 2 of my competitors go out of business, how much more business is out there for me to get?
Yes.
Right? So I want you to understand that when your competitors are going out of business is when you get to grow, double down, and become the biggest one in the market.
Absolutely.
It's so easy to grow when your competitors are going out of business, right?
Yep.
And I know sometimes we don't think of it that way. It's like, oh, well, if they're going out of business, I'm going to go out of business. No.
Yeah.
Right? So for us in 2008, we literally doubled our business. And we're going to be talking about how we did that. So these are some of the things that we did during that time to crush our competitors and keep growing during one of the hardest economic times in the last 50 years.
And think about it. Let's just kind of remind everybody for a second of what we're talking about. People were losing their homes during this time. People were losing their businesses. People were losing their jobs. Companies couldn't keep payroll going.
Yep.
It was crazy. It was pandemonium at this time, right?
Yes, exactly.
And it was catching on. And to the degree that I had neighbors who their income level didn't change, their job didn't change, and yet they were running away from their homes. They walked away from their homes at this time because of the pandemonium, right? The social pandemonium. Everybody else was doing it, so we have to do it too. And it's just going to come, and it's going to happen. And so we need to get out of here, And it was crazy. It was just absolute craziness.
And just to give you an idea, like I remember we actually bought houses during that time.
Yeah.
Because like the market was so low in Arizona, houses were going for cheaper than they'd gone.
Like $40,000, $60,000.
Yeah, since like 1989.
Yeah.
And I remember we bought our house and I thought, well, the house prices can't go any lower now, right? And what happened? The house, people said like, you're crazy. I can't believe you're buying a house right now. House prices did actually go down after we bought our houses. Mm-hmm. And all these people were foreclosing and they're like, I'm just going to let the house go. It'll never be worth what it's worth, what I owe on it.
It'll never come back. The market will never recover.
Guess what? My house is worth way more now than what it was worth back then. So the market did recover, right?
Absolutely.
But the people that freaked out gave up everything.
Yep.
They gave up all their equity. They gave up everything that they could have today because they just followed along with the mass hysteria and what the news was telling them.
And what was crazy is all the bankruptcy. People were filing bankruptcy like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
They were hurting, all of their credit and everything like that. I mean, it was a big deal, and it took people a long time. There's still people that are climbing out of that hole from back then. So it was pretty bad back then. Now, I'm just grateful that social media wasn't as big back then as it is today. Because if it was as big back then as it was today, I think that it would have been crazier back then than it is right now with this coronavirus. I think we would have seen the economy would have been hurt worse and longer.
Right.
See, unfortunately, the media right now and the social media and the false news out there is spreading this disease way more than the disease is actually spreading.
Yes.
So let's talk about how we survived. I'm touching my face. Oh, no.
Oh, shoot. All right. So next week's podcast will just be Troy.
It'll be Troy.
Trevor will be dead.
He
touched his eye. So it'll just be me next week, guys. So I hope you like it.
Exactly. Trevor will be doing the podcast from bed in a hospital. Yeah, I'm going to be fine, I promise. So that leads right into our first thing. The first thing you can do, which is what we did all those years ago, was we calmed down.
Yes.
Calm down. Everybody with me right now. Take a big breath in. And release. Yes.
I can't hold my breath that long.
Oh, that's a sign of the coronavirus. If you can't hold your breath for 10 seconds. Seriously, the dumbest stuff is going around the internet. So please, first, everybody calm down.
Yes.
Stop freaking out and take a step back and realize it's not as bad as the media is making it. I mean, literally what I just said, there's these online tests where it says like, if you can hold your breath for 10 seconds without coughing, you don't have the coronavirus. That's not true. Okay. If you gargle salt water every day and take a sip of water every 15 minutes, you'll kill the coronavirus. It's not true.
If you enter your information to win this free iPad, you won't get the coronavirus.
That's right. If you give me your credit card number right now, you're not going to get the coronavirus. Okay, so first thing is calm down and step back. That's what we had to do. Everybody else was freaking out. People were walking away from their homes. People were, just destroying their credit. Everything was being crazy. And Troy and I said, hey, let's just calm down, take a breath, take a beat, and take a look at this from a 360 direction. What should we be doing? What can we be doing? How can we be doing it? How could we be doing it better? See, what you want to be is part of the solution, not part of the problem. So we all just took a big breath. We all feel better now. We've released endorphins into our body. We feel calmer, and now we can think more clearly. Be part of the solution, not the problem, which also what that means is, guys, don't go spreading every little meme you see and every news article, fake news article you see on social media. First off, if it was me, if I was you, shut your social media off. Just stop looking at it.
Yeah.
You can go post to it. You can continue, and we'll talk about that a little bit later about, being in front of your clients and everything. There's some things that you should be doing, and we're going to talk about that, but stop reading it all. Stop looking at all the fake, maps and links. And they just said that they're stealing so much information. All these hackers are stealing so much information from people because of all the fake links and all the things that are out there. So just be careful and take a step back. Focus on your business. That's what's going to help you guys get through this. The next thing that we're going to be talking about is what you can be doing with your customers. Troy, why don't you take that one?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the first things that you can do with your customers is communicate with them, right? One of the best ways to overcome fear or anxiety or things like that is communication. So what you need to do is you need to let your customers know that you are here for them.
Yes.
That's one of the first things we did. We reached out to our customers in 2008 and we said, hey, look, the economy's hurting, things are tough, but guess what? You can keep growing your business. You can keep marketing. You can take over and you can dominate. Kind of like what we're doing right now, right? Yeah. We're communicating with you. So that's one of the first things. Let them know that you're there for them and you're there to help them. Answer their questions, answer any concerns they have, be proactive so that you have your answers ready to go, that your team has answers ready to go so that they're not, stumbling when a customer calls in and asks, well, what about this? They'll have the answers and the customer will feel relaxed and comfortable with what you're doing. Be proactive, not reactive.
Yes.
So be proactive in everything you're doing. Don't wait until, the sky is falling and then you're like, oh, shoot, now what are we going to do? What are we going to say to this customer? Be proactive, reach out and make them feel good. The next thing you want to do, give them the best service possible. And you may say to yourself, well, duh, I already give them the best service possible. That's why I'm in business. That's why I'm a 5-star company, right? Go above and beyond to show them that you appreciate their business.
Absolutely.
Because if they know that you appreciate the business, that you, love them, and then they're going to be more loyal to you. And they're going to stick around with you. We had that in 2008. We had tons of customers who go, man, right now my business sucks. I'm not making a lot of money, but I trust you guys and I'm going to do what you tell me to do.
That's right.
And I'm loyal to you guys. I know that I could go and get a website over here, whatever it was, get marketing from this person over here for a lot cheaper. But I'm loyal to you because I trust you. And I want to, and I know that you're going to do what you say you do. So give them the best service possible across the board.
So let's talk about that for just a second. Like some of the ways that you can do that. You can do emails. You can do phone calls. I say be proactive. Communicate with them. Call them. We were calling our clients. We were picking up the phone. We were calling them. They're going, oh my gosh, thank you so much for calling me. In fact, I was just thinking about you guys and thinking like, I don't know if I can continue to afford this right now. And we were proactive. We already had a game plan in place that, hey, I completely understand. I hear what you're saying, but here's why you want to keep doing this. And here's why you want to keep growing during this time and how we're going to help you and how, and so we had a whole plan in place. So we were proactive. Now, another way is you could be doing your social media posts. Communicating with people through social media. We had a dentist, one of our dentists contacted us and said, hey, what are we going to be doing? What are we going to be doing to be proactive so that when people start to cancel or they start to reschedule their appointments, what are we going to do to keep our business growing? And I said, well, first off, have you had anybody cancel or reschedule? And they're like, well, no. And I said, well, okay, let's not worry. I agree that we need to be ready. But I definitely don't want you guys to freak out and worry about this at this moment. Let's create a game plan, like you said. But they were kind of in like a tizzy. They were like, oh my gosh, they were, and it was crazy. It was like how everybody's rushing to the stores and buying all the hand sanitizer and toilet paper because nobody's been able to go potty anymore and clean up after themselves, apparently. It's like, and all the water. I love it because I'm like, in every country across the world right now, water is still coming out of the tap. So I'm not sure why everyone's buying the water, but anyways. And
real quick, we joke about this stuff. We know this is serious. We know that people are going to be affected by the coronavirus.
Absolutely.
We know people are going to die. So please don't take it as like we're being insensitive.
No, not at all.
To what is going on, because we do understand that, and we know people ourselves that have been affected,
absolutely,
with coronavirus, and we love them very much. So, but sometimes we just got to laugh a little bit.
You got to laugh because it's not as bad as what they're pushing it as to be, and that's why we've got to say, okay, step back, get ourselves out of this mindset, and laughter is a great way to do it. So I hope you're laughing along with us, because honestly, we're just having a great time doing it, and it helps alleviate. Okay. So, but I said to him, here's what you need to do is you need to be talking about how at our dental office, we have always maintained the highest standard of cleanliness. And, we will continue to do that. And we will be sanitizing everything every 15 minutes and, whatever else you want to say. And that honestly, a good part of staying away from the coronavirus or anything is to keep your overall health good. And a lot of your health is dictated by your mouth, which a lot of people don't understand that. Know that. So to educate through your social media and your emails and your phone calls of how it's so important for you to continue to come in and have your children's teeth cleaned and have, your mouth work done, right? Yeah. So that you can keep a healthy overall body. And I said, so here's the message that you want to be proactive in giving so that you're not getting those cancellations or rescheduling.
Yeah. In fact, I just was in Dallas, Texas at an event for residential cleaners, house cleaners, maids. And I spoke for about an hour and a half. And that's one of the things we talked about was like, look, instead of like hiding and hoping that your clients don't call in and cancel their cleaning that's coming up, be proactive and get it out there like, hey, look, now it's more important than ever to make sure that every surface in your house is clean. And we take this very seriously. We're testing our employees. We're making sure they're healthy before we send them into your house. And they are going to scrub and clean every surface out there so that you will be safe.
Yeah. And think about this. If you are concerned about your business, if you're concerned about your clients calling up and canceling service, be proactive. Yes. Don't be reactive. Don't be like on the phone with them. Well, no, after they're already calling you. No, you want to be proactive and letting them know what you're going to do. And so if you're really that concerned about them canceling service, well, then how about doing something like this? Instead of losing all of your business, how about just lose a little bit of revenue? Why don't you contact your clients and say, what we're going to do is we're going to throw in an additional cleaning this month, absolutely free to you.
Right.
And that way, instead of losing that client's revenue, and you're going to gain a huge super fan. You're going to gain a super fan. And then they're going to tell their friends and their family about what you're doing and what you're offering. And guess what? Your phones are going to start ringing off the hook. So stop. The problem is people think free. No, it's not free. It's not free. At this point, if you're that concerned about your business, it's about staying afloat. And then if you see the real future of it, growing and getting more business and more referrals. So that's one great idea for any industry. Think of how you can do something where it's like, I'm going to help you out by XYZ, which is proactive before they're coming to you, not when they're coming and saying, hey, I want to cancel, I want to get rid of this. And then you're trying to save it at that point. Be proactive with your clients. Because
when they're coming in to cancel, they've already made up their mind.
Yep.
Right?
And it's what you want to do
is and what you want to do is, create a situation where they decide they're not going to cancel.
That's
because you've already communicated with them. So that's awesome.
And then share it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the next thing is make your employees feel secure.
Yeah, and think about what I just said with the whole extra cleaning. Guess what? You're still going to pay your employees to do that extra cleaning. So what you're going to say to your employees is, hey guys, I want you to know we're secure. Everything is fine. We're going to keep growing this business. Your jobs are secure. In fact, beyond what we're going to do as a company to make sure that happens is we're going to give everybody an extra cleaning. And you know what? You're still going to get paid for that cleaning. And I know that might sound like that might be hard for your business.
Right.
But we've got some other things coming up that we can talk about, financial stuff coming up. But seriously, think about it. What's better, losing all these clients or just, putting out a little extra money here or there where you had to keep those clients through? Because I really feel from what I'm seeing from a lot of my clients, a lot of the doctors that I'm talking to, all these people, is that we just need to get a little further down the road and it's going to naturally die off. It's going to naturally die off. So even just with the temperature outside, once the temperature reaches and maintains certain temperatures, viruses naturally die off. So we just need to get a little further down the road.
Yep, okay? Exactly. So make your employees feel secure. There's a couple of ways to do that, right? Because I want you to think about your business. If you don't have your employees, can you continue to run your business?
Right.
Most likely not. Yeah. So you need to communicate with them. Let them know what's going on. You need to let them know that you have a plan.
Yep.
For the business. And you need to let them know that they are a big part of that plan.
Yeah.
So that they don't start looking for a job somewhere else. Yeah. Because again, if you're afraid that your industry is going to get hit pretty hard, during the coronavirus, what are your employees probably thinking? Well, I'm going to be out of a job, so I better start looking for another job.
And fear is never the answer. This is the thing is that we're going to catch on. The world is going to catch on to the media. Okay. They are trying to control with fear.
Yep.
Fear only lasts so long. Okay. And then people just get mad after that. So trying to control your employees with fear, trying to say, you got to work harder, or you better, or I'm going to have to cut your pay. And that is not going to work for very long and not create loyalty.
Exactly. So you want to let them know that they're a part of the plan, that, you're going to move forward and you're going to be growing this business while your competitors are dropping out. Let them know that, right? That's the whole point of this, is to grow your business while everybody else is sinking out there.
Yes.
And let them know that they're a part of that. And then, like Trevor said, motivate them to work hard, but do it in a way that they're building a better future
a positive
for everyone in the company, not just you as the owner of the company, but you're building a better, company for them as well down the road. And then they're going to be willing to work harder for that future because they are invested in it.
Absolutely.
So I think it's really important to make sure that your employees, feel very good about their jobs. So you don't lose them. And then the other thing is, invest in your company. Mm-hmm. And you may be saying, whoa, no, I can't invest anything right now in my company.
I got to hold on to my money. I got to hoard my money. I got to hide it under my mattress.
Exactly. I got to trade all my money in for toilet paper because that's the most valuable thing on the market right now. Right? So, no, invest in your company. Yeah. This is what we did in 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
It's why we grew.
Yeah.
We invested in our business and ignored the, scary people out there and everything that was going on. And just grew the company. So here's I'm going to give you a couple of ways. Here's a couple of bright things that are out there. Okay.
Yeah.
So that you can feel a little better about today. Yesterday, the Federal Reserve slashed interest rates. Why did they do that? So that banks will start loaning money to small businesses.
Yes. So if you're afraid that you're going to, be in trouble here in the next few weeks or something, maybe it's time to go to the bank and start talking to the bank.
Right. Exactly. Get some money. That's the point. The whole point of them doing this was so that banks would loosen it up. And maybe you've gone to a bank in the past and they wouldn't give you any money.
Yeah.
Right? Well, now the Federal Reserve is saying, I'm going to give you lower interest rate banks, but you got to loan the money out.
Yeah, they're literally giving the bank 0% interest loans right now.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
That means they're going to, in turn, probably give that to us for 1%, 2%, hopefully, 3%. I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
But
get out there and find out what kind of money you can get if you need that in your business.
If you need it. Only if you need it.
Yeah. The other thing is the Federal Reserve is actually buying $700 billion in Treasury securities to boost the economy. So they're investing in our economy to keep money flowing.
Yes.
So that's good news for us right now as business owners, because that means people will still spend money.
Yes.
And here's another one that just came out, I think 22 hours ago. The SBA, the Small Business Association, I think it's called. Mm-hmm. They are providing loans up to $2 million for businesses that have been hit hard economically by the coronavirus.
Wow.
Now, there are some stipulations, it has to impact your business directly.
Yeah.
And it's only available right now in certain areas.
Sure.
But reach out to the SBA.
Yeah.
And find out if you qualify. They're not just going to give everybody $2 million, right? Mm-hmm. But you could get some money that you may need to keep the business going, to invest in the business, not to pay yourself and go hide in your closet.
Yeah.
That's not what you want to do.
Let's hope, like all businesses should, that you have built reserves.
Yes.
You have built reserves. We've talked about this. Planning. We have a big reserve. We built this company for years before we ever even took a paycheck out of it. We worked multiple jobs to build that up because we said before we take a paycheck, we're going to make sure we have a nice fat reserve. And then we put goals in place and we said, this is the reserve. And once we hit that, then we said, now this is a reserve. Now this is a reserve. And then as we made more and more and more money, we made that reserve even bigger so that we could last and survive and thrive through these different things. And we'll kind of talk about that here in just a second.
Yeah. So there is money out there. The government is trying to make it easier for small businesses to get money.
Yeah.
So if you need money to keep the business going, then go ahead and go out there and look for it and get it. But again, invest it in growth.
Yeah.
Not in survival.
Yeah, not in toilet paper. Again,
yes.
Not in toilet paper, not in hand sanitizer. Don't be like the guy that went around and bought like $25,000 worth of hand sanitizer, and then he can't sell it now because Amazon and everybody shut him down.
Right.
I mean, they said, because he was trying to price gouge. Now, let me tell you, that was a very smart business move. That guy was a very smart man, except for that he tried to price gouge everybody. He was trying to charge $20 for a $10 hand sanitizer bottle. That's ridiculous. That's price gouging. Had he just not been greedy, which is what we are seeing a lot of people do, people running out and buying up baby formula that don't have children, that don't have grandchildren, that don't have babies, because it lasts longer and still gives you nutrients. Please don't go do this now that I just said that. Please don't go do it. Save it for the people that actually need it. Save it for people who have babies. But there was a gal that just went in to a CVS or a Walgreens, it was one or the other, and she bought up all of the child's Tylenol, children's Tylenol, all of it, the liquid stuff. And people were like, she had a whole cart full of it, and people were like, hey, we actually came here, we just need one bottle, can we just get one of those bottles? And the lady freaked out and was like yelling and screaming at him, and this is mine, it's all mine, leave me alone, get away from me, call the police, they're trying to steal. But she didn't need all that.
Right.
It's ridiculous. She's hoarding. Don't do that. Don't freak out. Use the money to invest in your business, which let's talk about some ways to invest in your business.
All right, let's do that, Trevor. Tell us how we can do that.
Well, we can continue to market. And that is one thing that we continue to do through the downtime. Back in 2008, we were marketing like crazy.
Yes.
We started spending money, and everybody goes, you're crazy. You should be holding on to your money. You shouldn't be spending your money. This is insane. And we were like, no, we're going to spend our money. And so while all of our competitors cut back on their marketing, guess what? People still were purchasing services just like they are today.
Yes.
People are still eating. People are still going out and buying things. People still need clothes and diapers and food, and they need their carpets cleaned, and they need their houses cleaned, and they need, people are still moving and selling homes. They still need homes inspected. The world isn't completely shut down, and it's not going to completely shut down. So when they were searching for our services, we were like the only company out there that was still marketing.
Yes. All of our competitors were gone.
It was just like disappeared. And we were like, what is going on? And we couldn't figure it out. We thought that it was totally crazy.
Well, and I want to throw something out there too. Like, think about it. Like, let's talk about like just pay-per-click for a second, right?
Yeah, PPC.
So we were doing pay-per-click ads on Google. Well, guess what? When all of our competitors stopped marketing, what do you think happened to the cost per click for us? It dropped drastically. So we were paying like a third of what we used to pay to get a click because the competition was gone. And that's what's going on with you right now. Whether your marketing is mailers or whatever it might be, if your competitors stop mailing and you keep mailing, you're going to get the business because you're the only one in the mailbox.
That's right. So don't cut your budgets. Don't cut them. If you can, expand those budgets. Hopefully you have the finances set aside that you can even expand those finances and market harder. And then focus on the marketing that actually works. Yes. So take a look at your marketing. If you've been listening to us for the year and a half that we have been doing this now, we've talked about checks and balances, watching, seeing results, and knowing your numbers. So hopefully you know your numbers now. You know what comes in from each branch of marketing. And then you can then focus that bigger budget or that budget over to that branch of marketing that works for you. That and I'll tell you right now, one of the biggest things that you could be doing is social proof, reviews, and referrals. Because it's very cost effective. It's not expensive to do. And what is going to be better than referrals right now? Like I gave you that idea of like giving away a free cleaning, and then your customers are going to start to tell their friends and family. They're going to say, you need to have this cleaning company come in because they're doing an amazing job for me. And now I'm not even scared. I'm less scared. Yes. And so they're going to start to give you referrals, and then you're going to capture reviews from those people. And then you're going to go and you're going to share it onto your social media. And they're going to share it onto their social media. And it's going to generate you more and more and more business. So some of the biggest things you can be doing right now that's very inexpensive is social proof, getting it out into the social media world, sharing out how amazing your business is from your customers, which is your reviews, and then generating more referrals.
Right. And I'm going to even add to that too. We've already talked about you should be reaching out to your customers anyways.
Yeah.
Right? So why not, at the same time, ask them for reviews?
Yeah.
Ask them to share their experience with your company, right? So get the review now, when you're reaching out to them, and then get them to give you referrals as well.
Absolutely.
So, turn this into a positive, not a negative, like, oh, I got to reach out to my clients because, I'm afraid they're going to cancel.
Yeah. And that's the thing is you could be reaching out and saying, hey, not only are we giving you this free extra cleaning this month, but we also would like to know, do you have any friends or family in the area that you think could benefit from our service? And we're actually going to give them 50% off of our initial cleaning fee. And we're going to give you a free cleaning. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's if you guys can refer us, any friends and family in the area that could use our services, we're actually going to give you an additional cleaning this month absolutely free. Come up with something like that. Think of something. Think outside the box. And then use that to help generate more business for you.
Exactly. All right. So let's see. The other thing you want to talk about is, investing in your future.
Your future.
This is so important because this virus isn't going to last forever.
No.
You do have a future.
Yes.
And
it's not the zombie apocalypse.
What happens a lot of times is businesses freak out and they go, I'm not investing in anything. I'm cutting my marketing. And I'm cutting my staff, and I'm cutting. And what they don't realize is they're cutting their business out, and they're going out of business.
Remember, the decisions we make today affect the fruits of tomorrow.
Yes. So let me tell you what we did. In 2008, when the market was crashing, when everything was horrible, but we were doubling our business, did we throw that money into our bank accounts and our pockets? No, we did not.
We didn't hide it.
Anybody else out there, a lot of the other businesses out there, they were, any money that came in, they were shoving it in their pockets and letting their employees go so that they could, pay their own bills.
So sad.
That's not what we were doing. We were taking that money and we were investing it in the future of our business.
Yep.
So it was interesting. We were looking at our numbers over the last decade or so. And in 2008, again, more than double the business. We were rocking it. Yep. 2009, our profits actually went down a little bit.
It dipped.
It did. And did we freak out? No. Why? Because we knew what we were doing. We were taking money and we were investing it in the future of the company. Yeah. So there was less profits that year.
That was a controlled dip.
Exactly. Because the money was going into the investment of the future.
Yes.
And we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars that year.
Yep. In the downturn, we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars when the rest of the world was freaking out and walking away from homes and walking away from loans and walking away from everything. We were spending hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right. To build the future of our company. Yep. And guess what? It paid off. We literally generated millions of dollars in revenue.
Yes.
And we did it at a time that our competitors were closing their doors.
Yeah. Yeah.
So had we just sat back in 2008 and just took the money in and kind of rolled with it, and been like, oh, we're doing really good, and not invested in it for 2009, 2010, 2011, what happened was, boom, now all of a sudden, we didn't just have 1 year of doubling our business. Yeah. We doubled our business again and again and again, year after year after year, because we invested in the business and in our future. Not in the immediate. We invested in the immediate, right? Because we invested in our marketing, but we also invested in the future so that we would have a very successful business once everything came back.
Yeah. So we continued to market like we were, and then we took all that additional profits, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and we invested it for the future. Yep. Which was amazing because it didn't even feel like a gamble. Everybody was like, what are you doing right now? Our financial planners and advisors and everyone's like, what is going on? We had friends running huge multi-million-dollar companies and they were going, what are you doing? We're like we're trimming off the fat. We're getting rid of employees. You guys are bringing on more employees. You guys are, investing in all this development, and you don't even know if this is going to work. And we were like, oh no, it's going to work. We know what we're doing.
Yeah,
this is going to work. And it generated millions upon millions of dollars. And we continue to just grow from there. And that's really where our success, I mean, if you really go back to like the Great Depression, okay, all the way back to the Great Depression, people solidified their wealth.
Yes.
During the Great Depression. Was it Rothschilds? I think is the Rothschilds back then.
The Rockefellers.
They bought
those
up
people.
Yeah, they solidified their future financial situation forever because they dominated during that time. They took advantage of the situation.
Yeah, they invested.
They invested in the future. And you want to know why? I know they invested in the future. They bought up land. And land is a future investment. You buy it now and you wait. You just hold on to it. And so that they invested in all sorts of different things, banks and everything. But the point was they didn't freak out. And I know, yes, they had money and all this and everything like that. Well, that's fine. But we can do that on a scaled level as well. I don't care if you're a one-man show or you do $100 million a year. You should not be cutting back in your budget and marketing right now. You should be investing in the future. All right, guys, I hope that this has given you some really good ideas. I hope it's got your creative juices flowing and that you're thinking, how can you be investing in your business? How can you be reassuring your employees that everything is okay? How can you be growing outside the box and not just in the same way that everybody else is growing? And when everybody else is cutting budgets and getting rid of people and losing customers, how could you be doing it in a better way so that you're growing and gaining? You just need to look at it as that this is not the end of the world.
Right.
This is not the end of your business. This too shall pass if you are smart, you stay calm, you don't feed into the frenzy that everybody's having right now, and you make good decisions. Your future is almost guaranteed. I would just say it's guaranteed. I'm not scared. I know what I'm doing. We know what we're doing, and we're here for you. So if you need help, reach out to us. We are happy to help you in any way that we can. We are happy to advise you and give you guys different ideas. As you can see, we've been doing this for so long. We come up with little things on the fly all the time, and it's the smallest little tweaks that make the biggest differences.
Yes.
The smallest little tweaks that make the biggest differences. And it's been amazing, and we're so excited. In fact, you guys got to realize too, I don't know about where you all are, because we have the 3,800 clients in 27 countries across the world. We've got thousands of listeners all over that are clients, that aren't clients, people who are learning to grow their business. I don't know where it is specifically you are, but I wonder, is it going crazy there like it is here? We're in Arizona. Arizona seems to be kind of freaking out a little bit. We're not quite sure why exactly, but they are. Because my wife was just over in San Antonio and El Paso, Texas. She was over in Texas and she just went to the Walmart today. She's on her way home. She just went to the Walmart today and she said the shelves are stocked. They've got toilet paper. They've got hand sanitizers. They got everything. Everything is fine. And nobody's freaking out. Yeah, they've got signs up. She went to the Alamo. There's signs up that say, wash your hands, be aware of the virus, don't spread it. But it was full and it was fun and they had a great time. And so maybe things are freaking out where you are. Maybe they're not. But as a collective, we all need to just work together to stay calm and not spread the fear, because the fear won't last. And the media is going to get a big, kick in the butt when they realize it's not working. Because we're all catching on. We're getting smarter. So I hope you guys had a wonderful time with us today. We sure had a fun time. I hope you laughed a little bit. Please, again, like Troy said, don't take it in the wrong way. We're having a good time with it, but that's just to keep spirits up. We know that this is not the end of the world. I hope you know that this is not the end of the world, and we will all continue to thrive together. Please share this episode, especially if you are going to share something on social media with your friends that are business owners. Share this episode of the podcast. Share this episode of the YouTube show. Go to YouTube and click on the share button, grab that link and share it on your Facebook page or Instagram, wherever you guys want to, share it. Please share it so that people can understand that it's all good and that business will survive and thrive. And there's many different ways, and we're here to help you guys out. We sure appreciate you. We love you, and we will talk to you guys next week on SoTellUs time.